Welcome to AT 24/7. I'm Aaron Dean. The last holdout in the longest U.S. auto strike in 25 years now appears to be on board. On Monday, sources say that GM has joined Ford and Chrysler's parent company in reaching a tentative deal with auto workers after nearly 2 months. The Advocate Channel's Karen Kaifa has a look at what the end of the strike means for the car industry and you.
An unprecedented strike appears to be ending. On Monday, GM and the United Auto Workers Union appeared to have reached a tentative agreement, according to a source familiar with negotiations. The move ends nearly 7 weeks of an unprecedented strike against the Detroit Big Three automakers, GM, Ford, and Chrysler owner Stellantis. A total of nearly 50,000 workers walked out of their jobs during some part of the strike, demanding better benefits and pay, citing the auto industry's record corporate profits.
We haven't had a raise in years. We've been giving and giving and giving.
While the exact terms of the deal have not yet been released, it is expected to be along the lines of the deals already announced at Ford and Stellantis, including guaranteed pay increases and the return of cost of living adjustment, which combined would lift workers' pay more than 30%. Monday's move comes 2 days after the union expanded the picket line to GM's engine plant in Spring Hill, Tennessee. Last Wednesday, the union announced a deal with Ford, and on Saturday, it announced a deal with Stellantis.
For every member, the money will be significant. For many members, it will be life-changing.
So what does this mean for the auto industry and for consumers? The long labor strike hurt the automakers financially. A prolonged dispute would create a painful domino effect that would trickle down to vehicle part suppliers, car dealers, and eventually to you, even if you're not in the market for a car. That's because experts say it could have led to fewer cars on lots and made it harder for shops to repair your car. For Consumer Watch, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Anti-Asian hate crimes appear to be on the decline in the U.S. That's according to an annual FBI report showing that these crimes decreased by 33% last year. There were reportedly 500 incidents involving anti-Asian bias in 2022 compared to 753 incidents in 2021. The hate crimes included assault, intimidation, and robbery, among other things. The decrease comes after a rise in 2020 of anti-Asian violence in the U.S. According to the FBI, there were more than 13,000 people reported being victims of hate crimes last year. The Biden administration says it will spend $1.3 billion of new federal funding to help create 3 new massive electrical transmission lines. It's a bid to improve the nation's power grid and get more renewable energy into American homes and businesses. The lines will run from Arizona to New Mexico, Nevada to Utah, and also Vermont to New Hampshire, extending into Canada. Administration officials say that the lines will bring a significant amount of new wind, solar, and Canadian hydropower onto the grid. That would be enough extra electrical capacity to power around 3 million homes. The Biden administration is also taking another shot at creating a new student loan forgiveness program. While the program is in its early stages, the Department of Education announced Monday that 4 groups of borrowers are being considered for eligibility. That includes those who currently have balances bigger than what they originally borrowed, and those who started repayments at least 25 years ago. A committee that includes borrowers, student loan service representatives, and schools is expected to meet a number of times by the end of the year to discuss the new plan. A finalized proposal isn't expected until 2024. The effort would then likely face legal challenges. The Supreme Court is taking on the issue of government official social media use and the First Amendment. Tuesday, the justices are hearing 2 separate disputes that target the same legal concern: when to limit an official's ability to discriminate on the basis of the commenter's viewpoint, and the ruling will likely decide when an account is considered personal and not subject to the First Amendment. This could shape how public officials use social media in the future to communicate with constituents and even potential voters. The court is set to take up several important cases on social media in the coming weeks. Thanks so much for watching AT 24/7. For more, go to theadvocatechannel.com and even subscribe to the Advocate Channel YouTube page. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Aaron Dean.